Hello everyone. Today I'm back with more information about Earth's precessional cycle, and today I want to thoroughly cover some of the time measurements used in this cycle so that it can help clarify the confusion around where do we stand in the shift and help us see some synchronicities. If you guys follow along and take notes, you may even come up and find synchronicities of your own, and you guys will be able to share that. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, because I see a lot that many people believe that we are already in Aquarius, or it's super far away, and I just can't agree. But I'll show you guys why. Okay, so I have my time measurements here on this board. So Earth's precessional cycle is 25,920 years. If you search it on Google, Google will say it's about 26,000 years. And I don't agree, but here's why. Okay, so we'll start at 3 decans for this matter. 3 decans, which would be one age, is 2,160 years. And if you times it by 12, because there's 12 zodiac signs, and in Earth's precession, we're going through all 12 zodiacs, right? So if you times 2,160 by 12, you get you this number right here. And also 2,160 is it's the degrees, it's the measurement of the degrees of a cube. It's a platonic solid, and I see great significance in geometry and sacred geometry, because I feel like it is a language. You know, I feel like math in general is a language. And we did not create math, but we discovered it by years of observation of Earth. You know, of how things operate on Earth and what we see in the skies and so on and so forth. Anyways, our standard average year, right, is the foundation of it comes from the Mayan calendar, right? And they believed a standard year to be 360 days. And I see significance in this because 360 degrees is the, I believe it's the circumference of a circle. It makes a full circle. And that can be imaged or symbolized as a full orbit, or a full transit around the sun, 360 days. Now, the reason why 5 days has been added to this calendar, to our calendar, is because I believe like a comet struck Earth long ago, or something happened in the solar system that caused the days on Earth to become 5 days longer. You know, every slight change changes something, you know, even if it might be minute, but everything in the solar system affects each other. It's like a chain, you know, everything is relevant pretty much. But anyways, let us cover first the measurements of time, and then we'll thoroughly look into everything. 1 decan measures 720 years, right? That is the measurement of a tetrahedron. It's a platonic solid, just as the hexahedron, which measures 2,160 years, is a platonic solid as well. So again, 720 years, right, is 1 decan, and it is 1/3 of an age, which is equivalent to 10 days in the great year cycle, right? Just imagine as if the great year cycle was 360 days. Then 1 decan would be 10 days in this cycle. 2 decans is 1,000 2,440 years. It is 2/3 of an age, and it is equivalent to 20 days in the cycle. 3 decans is 2,160 years. It is equivalent to 1 age, so that would make one full zodiac, one full transition into another zodiac, and that is equivalent to 30 days in the great year cycle. And we know that pretty much almost every month in our standard months is about 30 days. A little bit, some a little bit more. Nonetheless, let's get back to it. Saros cycle is 3,600 years, and it is 1 4/5 of a season. So it is pretty much, a season is 3 zodiacs, right? And so it is a little less under than a season. It would be equivalent to 50 days. 3 platonic months, which would be 1 full season, is 6,480 years, and it is equivalent to 90 days in this great year cycle. And so let's just do some simple math here real quick before we go any further. If 3 decans, 2,160 years, is equivalent to 30 days in this great year cycle, 1 month, then we would just times 30 by 12, which is easy math. It would be 360. It'd come up to the 360 mark of the Mayan calendar. And so you can see the math is pretty much congruent. It matches up. Now, I wanted to explain where, okay, first I'm going to explain where we are in the shift, and then I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool about the average human lifespan for today globally. So I believe where we are in this shift, right, there is, remember I said there is 3 periods to each full transition in a zodiac, in an age. You have the transition into an age, right, which would be 1 decan, 720 years. Yeah, you could say. And you have the age itself, right? You could count that as 2 decans, 1,440 years, and then you have transition in out, right? And that would be 3 decans, which would complete the 2,160 year cycle, right? Because 1,440 plus 720 years would be 2,160. So that shows you there's going in, the age itself, right? And then going out of the age. Now, for everyone who has been pretty much keeping up with the age of Pisces and the ages in general, excuse me guys, I know you guys know that we're pretty much transitioning into the age of Aquarius. That's what everyone is pretty much saying. You know, we're going into the age of Aquarius. Everyone pretty much knows this. Some, however, believe that we're already in the age of Aquarius. I don't believe that for my own reasons. I'm not going to go too deep into it in this video, maybe in a future video, but where I believe we are is transitioning out, right? And so that would mean in the age of Pisces alone, we have covered 2 decans, right? 2/3 of the age itself, because if we cover 2/3, that would mean there's only 1 more third to cover, and that would mean that we're transitioning out into another age. And so I believe we covered 1,440 years thus far. I'm not sure when we hit this mark, but I'm sure if you study astrology or you study the ages, there is some sort of symbol or significance that'll may pinpoint where we are. Maybe I'll see in the future. Anyway, I believe we pretty much have one more decan to cover, one more third to cover to complete the full cycle, which would be roughly 720 years. Now let's do some quick math. 720 years plus today's date. We're in 2020. Let's do it really quickly. (2021) plus 720 years. Okay, so I'll give an estimate by 2741 we'll have definitely crossed over into the age of Aquarius, which is 10 more days. That would be equivalent to 10 more days in the great year cycle. Not 10 days literally, but if we were talking in terms of days in the cycle, it would be 10 more days. And so I say within that, we could already have covered, say for example, 300 years within this last decan, and we could only need a few more 100 years to fully cross over. If that's the case, you can cut it in half. Half of that would be half of 320 years. I believe it would be, I had this calculated, but I forgot, I'm sorry. Divided by 2 would be 360 years, I believe. And that would be 360 years in the precessional cycle, right, would be equivalent to 5 days. That's half of one decan, 720 years. So let's get back into it. So now that we pretty much understand where we are, right, we're in the transitioning out phase into a new cycle. We know that we have safe to say 720 years more to cover. Again, we've probably covered almost half or more than half of that, so who knows where we're at. But I just want to cover something pretty cool that I feel like is synchronistic with this one decan phase that we have left to cover, right? So one decan is 720 years, which is equivalent to 10 days in this great year cycle. Now, if you divide 720 by 10, right, by 10 you'd get 72 years, right? And 72 years, I'll show you guys, is the average life expectancy globally in the world right now. I find that crazy, right? And it's gonna get even crazier, but I don't want you guys to dwell too much on this. Hope you guys can see this clearly. It says 72 years, and you guys can search it and research it yourselves. However, 72 years in the great year cycle would be equivalent to 1 day, right, in Earth's precessional cycle. So it would be one of 360 days, right? It's crazy, it's madness. So this right there to me is synchronistic with the times, and that is why I wanted to share it. I just wanted to share my thoughts. I know you guys may feel or see differently, and that's totally okay. I think the main point here is that we're transitioning into something new, and I feel like of course we shall all be aware so that we can prepare in however the earth needs us to prepare. And so on that note, I just want to quickly say that we're moving into the coldest phase of winter. If you've seen my last video, you'll understand that where Aquarius sits in the cycle between it goes Pisces, Aquarius and Capricorn. And if the wheel was sitting like this, right, Aquarius would be on the bottom, and Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn, excuse me, would make up winter, the season of winter. And so understanding this, you would understand that symbolically, right, Leo is ruled by the sun. Leo opposes Aquarius. Leo would be on top of Aquarius on the in the wheel, in the chart. And so you could symbolically say we're furthest away from the sun. And to me, that is represented as furthest away from ourselves. I would say, I wouldn't say in a definite sense, but I would just say spiritually. I feel like in these times, this is why spirituality is kind of bubbling up and being highlighted and zoomed on in every group in every corner around the world, because it is really needed at this time. In a time like where we're moving into the coldest phase of winter, we have to be in tune with ourselves, right? Because what do the animals do before it gets cold? They hibernate, right? They go back to their homes, they come back to themselves. And I feel like, again, this is very symbolical, right? This is time for us to be rediscovering who we are, because for a long time now, I guess the world has become so distracted that we don't even understand that we are a part of the world. We don't even understand that we co-create. We don't even understand truly what's going on, at least most of us, or some of us, you would say. Excuse me. So yeah, I just see it as importance for preparing yourself, you know, again, constantly reflecting on self, reflecting on your life, and reflecting on your future, because we may not see the full transition in our lifetime, right? Our world today may be very different. Our children's children to the seventh power or so, or within that span, is going to be the ones, in my opinion, to bring this world in. We are a part of it, but we're just bringing it in. We're not going to experience it. Somewhere along that gap, one of our generations will experience it, and those are the people we want to make it better for, right? Because that's our lineage. And so before it's game over for this this age, I'd say we definitely want to welcome in a new age with love, with light, and with truth. You know, I definitely want this knowledge to preserve and to live on, and I know it will. So future generations and future ages may have it in their times of need, you know. So I hope you guys digested everything well in this video. If you did not, I say watch it again, and this time take notes. If you did it, it may help you have an easier time digesting, and so it may give you a good understanding of where we stand today, and hopefully inspire you to buckle down with yourself, buckle down with your life, and to be humble, right? To allow earth, to allow spirit, God, or whatever you will, to guide you, you know, guide you through this transition. So that being said, I love you all. Spread love, spread light, share this video so that others may receive it and may be aware, and enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, or your night, whenever you're watching this. Peace.